Today I wanted to touch on Amazon and some of the notices that are going out and some of the gating that's going on right this very second. Hey, it's Don, the Auction Professor. Today I wanted to touch on Amazon and some of the notices that are going out and some of the gating that's going on right this very second. Now, this email was sent to us basically telling us we have to request approval to sell items that we have been selling. We do sell video games on Amazon and have for many years. They are literally locking down this category. So if you don't sell or haven't sold any Nintendo in the past, you won't get this email. This just relates to Nintendo in general as of this notice. What you will get is a screen telling you there's listing limitations and that you will have to request approval, upon which it's going to ask you to supply some invoices. Now, it's not the case for every item in the Nintendo field. Let's hop over to a screenshot here, and we're going to look at my Amazon account for just a minute here, and we're going to show you some of what you can and can't do as of right now. Now, your store may be different. You may be authorized to sell these if you have invoices. Now, for us, I don't sell enough specifically Nintendo games to warrant me buying or going to a wholesaler to acquire product to be able to sell items like this. I'll just sell them on eBay. This is a perfect example of why eBay is still so important. When you get gated in something, you don't have a big option to fight Amazon. You either have to literally contact a wholesaler, purchase some product, actually have a paid invoice showing that you bought the product, or you're not going to get in there. So that's how the ploy works with this. Now, this all ties back to Amazon in their commitment to get rid of a lot of the counterfeit and fakes on the site, which they admitted to the U.S. Congress not too long ago. And again, I did talk about that in a month or so ago's video, a few times actually, not just that one. But the point of it is, I figured this was coming on. It's exactly what I thought. I just didn't think they'd lock it down so quickly. Now, the items that I had pulled were things like a GameCube games, Luigi's Mansion was pulled down, and then I had, I think, Wario and a few other games like that. Nothing new, all older games. Most of the games that I sell, I list in the collectibles section anyway. We still have Nintendo games up that have not been pulled. All we're going to do is pull them to eBay at this point. So let's hop over and look at a few things and show you what you're going to see if you go to try and sell these. So here we are at Add a Product in my Seller Central, my Amazon account here. Now, some items will still let you do it. I'm just kind of surprised the way they did it. They capped down on a bunch of GameCube games. So I thought maybe they're just going after Mario to start with, but that's not the case on everything. Now, listing limitations you see here on the very first one. Now, this is a 3DS. It doesn't matter. It just says Nintendo games in general. So when I go to request approval, it's going to bring you up here to the selling application. Then I'm actually going to have to supply an invoice or proof that I can sell it. So I'm not going to, as I said, go out and try and find a wholesaler on something like this. This is stuff I get used, and I have many other sources to sell it at. So at least at this point, it's not affecting me specifically. Some of the information I've looked into was talking about even games, massive amounts of games that were purchased at GameStop are turning out to be fake because of some scam coming from China. Now, I don't know how true all that information is on that. I didn't find any information on that from sites that I would normally use. But there's quite a few sites talking about this, and this is part of the complaint that has been leveraged against Amazon. At least that's from what I've seen, in my opinion, what's going on. Now, some of these, as you can see, I can't list. Some of these will let you list some items. Let's check these ones out here. Listing up. See, you're not going to do it on that one either. No, I've hunted and pecked and found a handful that will allow me to do it. So it just depends. Again, here's another one. This one's out of it too. Let's see here. Here's another DS one. Again, see here, I can sell this one here. It'll let me sell this one. Not sure what the difference is, or again, maybe they've just worked their way through the file and maybe they're alphabetically doing it. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's check that up. See, I can sell this one without even doing anything else. Now, condition-wise, I'm ungated in collectibles. Most people aren't. And from what I understand, collectibles was locked months ago. So I don't know if they're just cutting it off totally or that it's still going to be allowed in collectibles. Refurbished, pretty much no one can do refurbished without having a invoice or some sort of business with authorization from Nintendo. So that's what I found out on that one here. Let's check a few more just to see what we got going on here. I can sell another one here. So I don't know what the difference is. It's allowing me to do them still in collectibles used condition. Again, that's a totally different category than where most people would list video games. Collectibles is a whole different category that you would need approval to list in. And for us, it took a very long time and like 30 emails. I've been trying to get some folks in my Patreons some help to get them in on Gated and Collectibles too. And so far, it has been a no-go for pretty much everybody. So I would literally guess at this point they're not allowing anybody else into that section, except maybe big-time dealers. I don't know. You can still apply to the category, but it tells you they're not accepting. So I'm not really sure. I still can sell quite a few. And as I said, I've only been shut down on 3 separate listings out of, geez, maybe 60 or 70 different titles of games that I have that are from Nintendo. Other games that we sell, I haven't had any issues with whatsoever, but I wouldn't doubt that that's coming down the line. With the email that I showed you just a few minutes ago, it was sent to me on October 31st, and it said I had till October 31st to fix any issues or request it, otherwise those listings would be removed. Now, they didn't really remove them. All they did was mark them as inactive and not allow me to edit any features in it without requesting approval. So, you know, let's show you. This is my edit page. So when I go to look at the item and see if I can adjust something to switch it, because I may not have put this in collectibles category. That may be the issue, but it's not even allowing me to do that. Again, this is my edit product information page here. And there are some other folks selling it, as you can see. It's a handful of people that are all big stores. They're all, I'm sure, ones that have a wholesale deal with Nintendo in general, or Wii, whatever the case may be, whoever would be the licensing for it or wholesaler they're using. But again, they're all big ones here. And I've looked at some of the other ones that we can't get into and have had before, because a lot of the ones on here I have sold, you know, for years. Let's just look at another page here. Let's see what it will. Yep, see, it's going to let me do some games from the Wii line, but even on GameCube, it's blocked me on many GameCube games for whatever reason. It doesn't make a lot of sense why they would go after vintage game systems that they don't really do anything with anymore. There's another one that's gated. So you could probably hunt and peck and find some. It's just going to make it a little tougher this Christmas season, being able to sell some of these on Amazon. Let's look at a few more here. Yeah, it's literally looking like the majority of them. Oh, see, again, there's some here and some there that I'm able to still sell. Okay, here's another one here. They haven't hit Nintendo Switch either for some reason. I'm not sure why. Let's just check a few more. 3DS, it still allows you to sell. It's allowing me to do some. I've got Wii U that I can sell from European versions. Let's check one more. This is a new one. Yeah, it's here and there. You're just going to have to hunt and peck if you're going to be selling any Nintendo items on Amazon going forward. As I said, you can still get an invoice. I did quickly look. I can get a wholesale invoice, purchase some of these products from somebody who is a legitimate wholesaler and be able to still sell them. But for a couple games as of right now, it just wouldn't be worth the hassle, because when I'm going to a wholesaler, my margins are almost nil on most of the wholesalers that you can get into this field. You're a new guy, you're just not going to have the contacts to get good deals for wholesale, and you're not going to be buying massive quantity, which is what you really need to do from a wholesaler to get a lower, you know, discount rate on the items. And just one more topic on Amazon here. Now, I had sold a product that I have quite a few of. One just went out. This is merchant fulfilled. I mailed it out myself. It arrived fine, no issues with that. But it turns out that the product image was changed by the manufacturer. Now, they didn't boot me off the listing. When the product arrived, though, it did not match the image on Amazon, which I was a little frustrated because I didn't even think that that was an issue at this point. I did go back and look, and I found several others that the main image, in fact, the entire image for the product on Amazon had changed, and I didn't catch that. Now, I don't know if there's an app or anything that will check the product image to make sure it hasn't changed, but the UPC was the same, so I didn't even think about that. At the end of the day, I ended up just giving it to them and refunding them their money and telling them to keep it just for customer satisfaction, because it doesn't match what it shows in the image. Regardless of the fact that the item is identical in every other way, the package was not straight. Maybe they wanted it for a gift. It doesn't matter. I could have taken it back, but at this point, it just wasn't worth the hassle. I've got a bunch of these items. It's cheap. I lost a couple bucks to keep my reputation. So anyway, that's something else you should look out for occasionally on Amazon, is the difference in packaging. And I was really surprised because it's something we've been selling for quite some time, and the package change was just a drastic change. So it stood out instantly, so I can completely understand the shock when it arrived at someone's house. So anyway, that's about it for today. Well, there you are. Hopefully that gave you some ideas and some thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell a friend.